What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys a review of the End collaboration with Saucony on the Progrid Triumph 4 and the Nessie colorway. This is a collaboration between UK retailer End with Saucony. Collaborating on the Progrid Triumph 4 silhouette, this colorway is inspired by the legendary Loch Ness Monster. And I wanted to give a huge thank you over to the team at End for sending me over this pair. So these released on July 19th for $165 US or $220 here in Canada. The colorway of the shoe is blue and teal, and as of right now when I'm recording this video, pretty much all sizes are still available on End Clothing's website, so if you are interested in picking these up, check out their website and grab a pair before it sells out. So first things first, here's a quick look at the packaging. So this comes in a shelf-style cardboard box, and the outer casing or sleeve has a scaly finish to it, and we have this graphic of the Loch Ness Monster with Saucony branding as well. As far as the shoe goes, jumping right into it, the base layer of the sneaker is constructed out of a diamond-shaped mesh, which is done in this dark blue color. So you'll see throughout the shoe it has a bunch of aquatic tones to it, inspired by the legendary Loch Ness in Scotland. Right above this towards the laces, we have this textured nubuck, which has a scaly finish, and we have this semicircle branding with a Saucony stripe in the middle. Overlaid on the top of the toe box, we have more of that scaly nubuck with reflective detailing as well, and then surrounding the front toe cap, we have this shaggy, long-haired suede, which is done in more of a teal color, and we have this white-colored embroidery cutting across. Moving downwards, we have more of that shaggy, long-haired teal suede, and this covers the eyelets of the sneaker, and then beneath this, we have more of that diamond-shaped mesh, and stitched on top of this, we have the Saucony stripe, which is constructed out of a gray-colored TPU. Next to this, we have more of that scaly nubuck, which leads you towards the heel. And then on the medial side of the mid panel, this side is a little bit different. So here we have Saucony's arch lock technology, and this rubberized panel is supposed to give you more containment and support around the midfoot area of the shoe. And then covering the heel of the sneaker, we have more of that shaggy, long-haired teal suede. Beneath this, we have a rubberized heel cup with Progrid branding, and this gives you additional structure and support around the heel. And then on the center of the heel, we have End branding, which is done in this reflective finish, along with this white colored mesh on top with this woven strip running down the center. For the laces, this pair comes with two different lace options. So the one that I prefer are these flat style laces done in this off-white color, but they also come with a darker teal colored lace as well. Underneath this, we have a padded tongue, which is covered in mesh. So the majority of the tongue is covered in that dark blue colored diamond shaped mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box, but we have this white colored mesh in the center, along with this woven Saucony tag and Progrid Triumph 4 branding, which is stitched onto the top of the tongue. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in this fuzzy white colored liner, which gives the shoe more of a cozy look and feel. And this really complements the shaggy suede on the exterior. And then for the insoles, these come with a foam lined insole, which feels decently well padded to the touch. On the right foot, we have the words, "I believe in the Loch Ness Monster," whereas on the left foot, we have that graphic of the Loch Ness Monster that we saw earlier on the shoebox. So the upper of the shoe sits atop this midsole, which contains Saucony's Progrid technology, which is supposed to be a more enhanced and more responsive version of EVA foam. So this midsole is painted in cream, however we have a light gray colored hit underneath the forefoot. And in addition to Progrid, we also have Saucony's SRC technology. This stands for Super Rebound Compound, and this is visible on the heel. So this is a more supportive foam, and it's supposed to help dissipate shock when you land on your heels. And then finally for the outsole, this is crafted in a milky, slightly green tinted rubber outsole, which complements the colors of the upper perfectly. So we have these grooves to give you a bit more flexibility, and then connecting the forefoot to the heel, we have a TPU shank plate, which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about how these fit, so generally speaking, these do run true to size, but they're slightly roomy because the mesh upper, there's pretty much no secondary layer beneath it, which makes the shoe very breathable, but at the same time, it makes it a little bit more roomy. So I feel like if you have a normal or slightly wide foot, true to size should fit you really, really well, very comfortably. For me, getting these in my true size, which is a size 10, it left me just over an index finger's width space between the top of the shoe and the top of my toe. So I feel like if you have a narrow foot and you like a really snug one-to-one fit, you could go a half size down. But for me at least, even though there was a little bit extra room in the toe box, once I laced up the shoe, it fit me really, really comfortably. So it comes down to personal preference, how you like your shoes to fit, but to play it safe, if you don't want to risk it, just go true to size. Moving on to the comfort, so these feel pretty decent on foot. I feel like it's more on the supportive and responsive end. And one thing I also noticed is that the drop between the heel and the forefoot, it's a little bit noticeable, a little bit more pronounced than I would have preferred. So what I mean by that is when you're wearing these, the heel stacks a little bit higher compared to the forefoot, and you feel a little bit of that slant. Not to the point where it was uncomfortable, but it's just one of those things where I noticed, and one things you might want to consider if you're debating buying these. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, material quality I thought was great. I really love this long-haired shaggy suede that they use on this shoe, and I thought the use of this textured nubuck, which looks like scales of the Loch Ness Monster, that was really clever. And while the rest of the shoe was just synthetic materials, I think looking at it all together, I think it's a really cohesive use of materials, and it came together really well. The build of the shoe though, I thought was a little bit lacking. Specifically, I had quite a few glue stains along the upper, not only centered around the midsole area, but there were blobs of glue along the suede, along the eyelets. So this was kind of disappointing. It's not that noticeable to the eye, but once you really look closely at it, then you can kind of see it. So hopefully if you guys pick these up, or if you are planning to pick these up, your pair doesn't have as many glue stains as mine did. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet. I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. All in all, I think End and Saucony really did a great job on this collaboration. It's a great nod to the legendary Loch Ness Monster without being overly tacky. It's still an extremely wearable shoe, and I think this colorway is absolute fire. I love the use and the variety of the materials on the upper, so this, in my opinion, is a great example of a tasteful but creative collaboration at the same time. So leave your thoughts down below, let me know what do you guys think about this Saucony Progrid Triumph 4 in collaboration with End in this Nessie colorway. For anyone watching, did you pick up a pair of these yourself? Are you potentially waiting to see if these go on sale down the road, or is the silhouette just not your thing, or you're just not feeling this design? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8. Check me out on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully it helped you in some way. A big thank you over to the End clothing team once again for sending me over this pair, and I'll catch all of you in my next review.